Hello knitters, Barbara Benson here. I'm an independent knitwear designer who likes to make knittertaining videos here on my YouTube channel, Watch Barbara Knit. Make sure to check in the description notes below the video where you will find links to all of my online shenanigans, including how to get my patterns to knit up for yourself, how to join the Watch Barbara Knit Facebook group, how to support me on Patreon, and where to get Watch Barbara Knit merchandise. So, when I am recording this, it is still February, so I decided I'm going to continue my February celebration of Black designers with Fave 5 featuring designers. Now in Fave 5, what I typically do is pick a specific theme and pick out 5 different patterns from 5 different designers that exemplify that theme. But in Fave 5 featured, what I do is I look at one designer and from their entire portfolio pick out 5 patterns that I'm like, if I was going to cast on a pattern right now, this is the one that really tickles my fancy. Now, I also take into consideration what I think y'all, my viewers, might like, because you give me feedback in the comments and I know what kind of floats your boat. And I'm not saying that these are the best designs this particular designer has. It's just the one that really caught my eye that I think is inspiring. The designer that we are featuring today is Tamy Gore of Narrow Path Designs. I have another monitor over here, so you will see me looking over here to give you information and make sure everything I'm telling you is correct. And she is a wife, mother, lover of rainy days, cool mornings on the porch, good books, and the outdoors. She loves knitting and especially the knitting community. She has a Ravelry account. She has an Instagram account, so you should definitely go over and follow her. I will have links to all of the patterns I discuss in the description notes, so I really encourage you to go check out her portfolio and see which of the patterns that she has that really excite you, and maybe pick up one so we can support independent Black designers. Okay, so now to the patterns. There we go. They're over here. This, right off the bat, this is the Trelawny top, and I just want to let you know that if you go to her portfolio, you will see multiple beautiful colorwork yoke tops. She has all kinds of sweaters that have that beautiful color work. So if that's something you like, this is definitely something to look at. I particularly liked this one because I live in Florida. And it has short sleeves, and I really like the simplicity of just the 2 colors. Now, she has multicolor ones, and they are fantastic, but this one really spoke to me. I like the leaves. I like how the leaves kind of, they almost like disappear in spots. It's like it's deliberately not quite perfect, which I think is really cool. This is knit in fingering weight yarn, and another reason why I really like this is it is designed, the yarn she used is from, it's called Sock/Linen from Grenouille. I think it's French. Grenouille company. And it's 90% merino and 10% linen, which is going to lighten it up a little bit. I would maybe even go a little further into the linen, but it is a little bit different than what you typically see in these colorwork yoke style sweaters. And her description of it is lightweight with a relaxed fit. Trelawny is worked seamlessly from the top down and features a 2-color yoke motif. The sleeves are put on hold after the body is divided, and short sleeves make it a quick trip to Sleeve Island once the body is finished. Again, something I really like, that you don't have to knit all the way down. And she says if longer sleeves are your preference, she has test knitters who have made notes in their Ravelry project pages about how much additional yarn they used. So it is, did I already say it's fingering weight? It's fingering weight. And she calls for US size 5, 4, and 3. That's 3.75, 3.5, and 3.25 2.5 millimeters. So I'm guessing that you have something going on for the ribbing, something going on for the color work, and then something going on for just the solid to get those gauges to work out. The yardage it calls for is between 700 and 1,550 yards. Let's look at the sizes. So she has a hashtag size inclusive here, which is something I really, really like. And the sizes are just 1 through 9. There's no small, medium, large. It's just different sizes. So the smallest size is a 34-inch bust circumference up to a 66-inch bust circumference. That is 86.5 centimeters up to 168 centimeters. Designed to be worn with about 4 inches or 10 centimeters of positive ease. So, oh, and I was right. So yes, so the 5 is for the sleeves and difference. So I just think it is super cute. Oh, I haven't even gone to the second. Look, she even shows it to you in 2 different colors. So you've got this blue one with the white leaves and then this white one with the brown leaves. And I think you can see a little bit more the sort of sketchiness that some of the leaves have there. It's not like perfect. I just think it's really absolutely lovely. So that is the Trelawny top. Next, this is formatted a little bit differently than I typically have. I typically try to fill the whole screen, but they, Tammy had to shoot this like in a horizontal picture because this shawl is absolutely enormous. It is a big shawl, and it's one of the reasons I picked it. It is predominantly garter. It's going to be a soothing, comforting, fun, easy knit. This is the Saru Shawl, and it is knit in DK weight yarn on a US size 7. That's a 4.5 millimeter, and it takes between 700 and 760 yards. That is a lot of DK weight yarn. That's like 3 skeins most of the time. And I said I already said the needle size. Her description is Saru is a big hug of a shawl that envelops you in yummy garter, 1 color brioche. So you've got texture and then a little different texture, drop stitches and lace all knit into this beautifully soft color, and I absolutely love the result. And this is exactly the kind of knitting, like texture knitting, that I think is really, really fun, because you've got a little bit of that brioche, and that is probably going to be this portion right here where you're seeing like a vertical motif, and then you have garter, and these are going to be your drop stitches, and then we've got the wavy lace down at the bottom. So it's a whole bunch of really fun stuff. Here is what it looks like all wrapped around. This is something that definitely is like wearing a blanket, and I think it looks super comfy and super fun and would be a really nice knit. It is also one of my favorite shapes in that it is a crescent shape. So that is the Saru Shawl. Next, the Kingsley Pullover. Now, as I said, she has lots of sweaters and tops, and I could have done a Fave 5 color work tops, but I really wanted to pick this one because y'all know I love lace, and I really think this is beautiful. It also shows something else that I saw was a common thread running through Tammy's designs, in that she has quite a few designs where she makes use of holding more than one yarn at the same time. This particular design, she is holding a DK weight with a lace mohair. She has a couple of shawls I saw that are sport held with a mohair or fingering held with a lace. It's just really interesting that she plays with the different kinds of fabrics you can achieve by pairing different yarns together. So this is the Kingsley Pullover. As I said, it is DK weight. It calls for a US size 4 and a US size 6. That is 3.5 and 4 millimeter needles. And it says it calls for 780 to 1655 in the yardage department. It says a DK pullover held with mohair throughout. Kingsley is knit seamlessly from the top down and features a beautiful lace panel, an easy relaxed fit, and a slightly cropped length, which can be easily adjusted. I definitely would be one of those people doing the adjusting. I'm going to make it a little bit longer. And again, she calls for the Sunday Morning DK from Sonder Yarn, which is a Blueface Leicester Masham mix. Masham is a wool that I'm not familiar with, but also held with the Halo, a 72% mohair, 28% silk mohair. So that's giving it the really, really pretty fuzz. I wanted to show this so you can see I really like this detail right here, the split at the hem, and that ribbing has a little bit longer in the back than the front. I think that is a really beautiful detail and a really functional detail that is going to make this garment a lot easier to wear. I love that the lace continues over onto the arm, and I don't know if you can see it. This is something that you really need to go and look at the pattern page. There is like a ribbing knit purl pattern just above the lace that like makes a really interesting checkerboard. It's a little bit, you can probably barely see it here. You can see it better at the top of this arm. So you can see that it's like a little grid situation. Absolutely lovely. And I really like this one. I can see getting a lot of wear out of it. Okay, next, Color Symphony. Again, picked it to show you short rows. This lovely designer loves the short rows, and she loves color. I talked about the color work tops that she does, but she also has a lot of really fun color going on in the shawls she made. That first, the Saru Shawl was actually finding a solid color shawl that was only worked in one yarn was a little bit of a challenge. And if you look at her, so she has 3 full Ravelry portfolio pages, like you got to go through 3 pages. And the most recent ones, there's a lot of sweaters and cowls and other accessories representative. But if you go back to the beginning of her design career, she was very, very shawl heavy. And I could have made a top 5 of shawls. I could have made a top 10 of shawls. She has many, many beautiful shawls, and it was hard for me to just pick 2 of them, because I think y'all need something other than shawls. She also has cowls. And I didn't actually pick a cowl, but so this one I really liked. It's called Color Symphony. It is light fingering weight yarn. It calls for a US size 6, which is a 4mm needle, and it is between 874 and 900 yards. It is a lot of yarn, and it's one of those big asymmetrical triangles. But one of the reasons I picked it is those asymmetrical triangles, this has a really interesting and different shaping than what those typically do, because she's done some really, really cool things with short rows here and stripes. And you've got stripes going this way and stripes going this way and wedgies coming in other directions. And it's just a really fun construction piece that creates a beautifully graphic shawl. And I'm going to flip forward. You can look at this with the hashes and then these interesting wedges and then just garter, but then it's coming in like, wait a minute, like, I can't figure out. So you got stuff coming in like this that dead ends into stuff. And I really don't know how she did all this shaping, but I think it looks really, really cool. Now, she said, after working on a few sweaters, my mind craved something that let my hands and mind roam free, something very colorful with minis, short row wedges, stripes, and no planned idea how it would end. I am impressed that she was able to do that. Curl is going crazy. Because I would have to plan this out so much. This is my version of a knitter's palette cleanser, a multi-directional shawl with short rows, lots of garter, fun color pops, and finished with an I-cord bind off. I hope you enjoy this knit as much as I did. So what it calls for is she used main color 1 and main color 2. It's 400 yards of one color and then 220 yards of a second color, and then a mini set, and it's 5 different colors and it's like 65 yards, 70 yards, 28 yards, 56 yards, 35 yards. So little minis. So this would be a really great way to use up leftovers, or one of those mini sets that you've gotten. But what you need is you definitely need one full size skein, one that's about a half skein, a little bit more, and then these minis to just go to town and have a lot of fun. I just think I really like, and I don't know if y'all can see it, there's this big wedge coming in at the end that's in a gold color. It's really cool. I really like this. It's a lot of fun. So many times these shawls that have all these short rows and everything in it, and they're doing like free form styling, the end result is kind of an amorphous blob of a shawl, but this one really, it doesn't, it just looks like a normal shawl shape. I just don't know how she got to normal using all of the different things that she's done. I really like that hot pink on the end. It's just, I really like this one. It looks like a lot of fun. And then, one more. Finally, I couldn't resist this one. I had thought to do a cowl or show you that Tamy does design other accessories, and there's mitts and things like that and hats. That's why I did the short, that I had 5 other ones, because this, I actually might actually make this. I mean, seriously, it is such a cute top, and it is so appropriate for where I live. I love a V-neck. I love a short sleeve. I would make it longer because I'm just liking things longer. This is Avondale. It calls for fingering weight yarn. I was really drawn to her fingering weight patterns, but she does all different kinds. It calls for a US size 4 and 5, which is 3.5 and 3.75 millimeters. And it has sizes from 1 through 9, again, her size inclusive range, with a bust circumference of 32 inches up to 64 inches, which is 81.5 centimeters up to 162.5 centimeters. So Avondale is knitted seamlessly from the top down with raglan increases, so easy, used to shape the V-neck. Love, 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 love V-necks. I am a V-neck kind of girl. And moving onward to working in the round. The design features a lace panel on both sides. You can choose to work the lace from either chart or written instructions. That is always great. And a slightly cropped body with a twisted rib hem. The sleeves are picked up after the body is finished, and short sleeves make for a quick and satisfying finish, while the neckline is left raw for a simple finish. This side panel, this is why I just had to pick this one. Look how lovely that is. I really like, because I love lace on a top, but this one I really think you could get away with not wearing a camisole under it because of where this lace is positioned. It's still beautiful, it's still there, but it's on the side, so it's not going to be like right here. Although I love the ones right here. I like that she chose a speckle yarn for this because it shows off a way to use a mildly variegated yarn. The twisted rib hem is a really nice touch because it keeps it nice and neat. And it's super cute. It's super cute, and I like it, and I could totally see myself knitting and wearing this one. So that is the Avondale. It's just called Avondale, but it is a top. So there we go. There are my fave 5 designs at this moment from Tamy Gore of Narrow Paths Designs. I really hope you have enjoyed this entire February of exploring designers' like whole portfolios, and I hope that you have clicked through to each of these designers' portfolios to see their bodies of work, because it is really cool to see like their whole voice and everything that they do. Like I said, Tamy began with shawls and has moved through and developed into other areas, but she still designs beautiful shawls, but has picked up sweaters, and you can really see her love for short rows and color and fine details that look like really fun things to knit. So If you like this video, please give it the thumbs up, click that like button, and if you would like to be notified whenever I upload a new video, please subscribe to my channel and select notifications. Thank you so much.